Hi everyone, welcome to Pearl's Kitchen. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up, press the red button to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified for my upcoming video. It's all free. Thank you. One of the ways we reflect God's love and bring Him glory is to accept others as He accepts us. Amen. Today I'm going to show you how to make chicken and vegetable soup, and here are the ingredients. For this delicious soup we need to make the chicken broth first. So in this pot I've got 2.5 liters of water. I've got 1 kg of chicken. I'm leaving the skins on and the bones because that's good for the soup. And in here to go for the broth I've got 1 onion, 2 carrots chopped, 1 onion chopped, and 3 celery sticks chopped. I've got 3 bay leaves, that's tej patta. I've got 3 cloves of garlic chopped in big chunks. I've got 2 inches of ginger also chopped, half a teaspoon of pepper, 2 teaspoons of salt, and that's all for the broth. And the rest of the ingredients, I've got 2 onions in here chopped, I've got 2 carrots in here, I've got 1.5 cups of peas, and I've got 2 potatoes cut into small cubes, and then here I've got rice vermicelli, and I've got a cup of that in here, and I've got a teaspoon of lemon juice. I've got 2 tablespoons of corn flour, but you could use a bit more if you need to. It depends on how thick you want the soup, so we'll see how we do. And in here I've got 5 teaspoons of soya sauce, and I've got 2 spring onions chopped here. We'll need 2 eggs, and we'll need some parsley. You could put fresh or dried parsley, and we'll need salt and pepper. Okay, the very first thing we're going to do is make the chicken broth. So I put the water on the gas, and then we're going to add the chicken pieces to it in the water. Excuse all the banging because we've got some work. My son's doing some work in the garden. So once you've added the chicken in there, put all this, the celery, the carrots and the onions, and then the salt and pepper, ginger, garlic and the bay leaves. And now I'm going to put the lid on, and you wait for the water to boil. Once it starts boiling, you put the gas on medium, let it simmer away, and let this chicken cook at least for between 30 and 45 minutes until it's nice and tender. Okay, my chicken's had 45 minutes. You need to let it bubble away and simmer away on a medium heat, so that it has enough time to release all the juices from the vegetable and the chicken, rather than putting on a higher flame and then it'll boil away all the water, so we don't need that. So after the 45 minutes I'm just going to put the gas off, and then we're going to take out the chicken pieces. So only need to take out the chicken pieces because we need to cool the chicken pieces, the chicken, because we'll need to shred it then. So take out all the chicken pieces on a separate plate, and then let it cool down. Okay, while our chicken's cooling down, the ingredient that I forgot to tell you, because it was in the pot, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter in there and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So as soon as the oil and the butter gets hot, we're going to add the onions in there. Now we're going to fry the onions till they're nice and soft and translucent, but don't let it get any color. So we don't want it golden or brown, just soft. Okay, my onions have been frying for last 3 to 4 minutes, and you can see it's nice and soft. So now I'm going to add the carrots, and I'm going to add the potatoes that I've drained out of the water, and add a little bit of salt so that the salt goes inside the potatoes. And now we're going to fry the onions, carrots and potatoes for at least 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, while the potatoes and carrots are still frying, you see the vegetables are still in the stock, so we haven't drained it yet, so let it stay in there to release some more juices from the vegetable. And now as soon as your chicken cools down, we need to remove the skin, because we don't want the skin in the soup. So put the skin one side. I'll just show you one, and just either shred it with your hand or just with the knife, with the fork. Just shred all the chicken. And keep it aside. Potatoes and carrots have been frying for 4 minutes now, so we're going to add the peas now. And we're going to fry the peas with the potatoes and carrots for another couple of minutes. Okay, that's all our chicken shredded now, so that's kept aside. And now we're going to strain all this lovely chicken broth into here. So take a sieve and just pour it all into there. And then keep this lovely broth aside to add to the soup. Okay, you can see I'm gently trying to get all the juices out of the vegetable, and that's it. And now I'm going to keep that. You can check this away, and that's the stock we need. Okay, my peas have been frying for a couple of minutes. Now is the time to add the parsley. You can either use the dry one or fresh, and that's 1 tablespoon, and stir all that in. And now we're going to add the broth, the chicken stock, so that the potatoes can cook in the stock and get nice and tender. So we're going to pour all that lovely broth in there. Now keep the gas on full and let it come to a boil, and let it bubble away till all the potatoes are nice and tender. Okay, as soon as you see the potatoes are tender, I've just checked, the potatoes and carrots and the peas are all tender. Now is the time to add the corn flour. Now the corn flour, I've put some cold water in it and just stirred it around. So just pour that gently in there and keep stirring. This just helps to thicken the soup a bit rather than having the soup watery. And then now is the time, because you can see the color is a little bit bland looking and insipid looking, so just to add a little color, this is optional, the soya sauce. Just add some soya sauce in there, the 5 teaspoons that we had. And now is the time to put the vermicelli. And so I normally just break it all in. And now let that simmer away for 5 minutes. Okay, you can see the vermicelli is cooked now. It's had 5 minutes. Now is the time to check for salt and pepper. I've already checked for salt. I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper and give that a stir. And then I'm going to add the spring onions. Just going to keep some for garnishing for later. And add the spring onions in there. And now we're going to add all the chicken, the lovely shredded chicken. This soup is so delicious. Okay, I'll give that all a stir and let that gently bubble away for a minute or so. Okay, now the 2 eggs that we had, I've beaten that and I've added a tablespoon of water in it, so it's not too thick. And normally what I do is I put it through the sieve so it doesn't come out in blobs and you don't have big sort of egg pieces in there. So gently, very gently, let it all pour out. And then keep stirring it. And then do the other half. Just And that's it. That's all the egg in there. Now if you think the color is still insipid looking, you can add a little bit of more soya sauce, or you could leave it as it is. Okay, our soup is nearly done. So lastly, I'm going to add a little bit of more because I'm not liking the color. Say another teaspoon or teaspoon and a half. Stir that in, and right at the end you can add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. If you don't find lemon juice, you could use lime juice. And now stir it, and now keep this, let it settle a bit, let all the flavors mingle in there, and then it's ready to serve. Okay, that's our chicken and vegetable soup ready. It really smells and looks delicious. All we need to do is, just before you serve it to your family and guests, you just put a little bit of more spring onions for more color, and ready to eat. This delicious soup would go very well with bread and butter on the side, or some lovely hot bread rolls. So, and you saw how easy this was to make. So when you make it, write on your comments what you think about it, and please share my link with your family and friends. And I shall see you next time with some more delicious cooking. But until then, may God go with you and give you His peace.